Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So actually, okay, we can take like one example side MySQL and NoSQL side. Okay, so you can take like MongoDB. Okay, you can go with SQL and you can go with NoSQL. Most of the things you know, but okay, we can recap the session. Okay, so tell me. Okay, SQL stands for structured query language or not? Structured query language. But tell me some SQL database. Tell me some SQL databases. The next one is like NoSQL, not only structured language. So tell me some SQL databases, what you know. Which databases come under SQL? Now MySQL come under SQL, right? Yes or no? MySQL. The next one is like Oracle come under SQL only, right? Next SQL Server, DB2. These all are come under SQL only. The NoSQL, not only SQL, okay, most frequently we are going to use like MongoDB or not. MongoDB. So tell me, when you can go with the SQL database, so for my requirement, okay, SQL is the best choice for my requirement, NoSQL is like best choice. Okay, how we can decide? How we can decide? If it is like an SQL database, okay, like MySQL if you take, okay, what is the procedure to store the data? The end-to-end procedure is what? First of all, either SQL or okay, NoSQL, whatever it may be, those databases should run in one machine or not. Now you can say machine, okay, simply yes. Okay, so your local machine, you can say like it is a local host. Okay, simply you can your MySQL or your MongoDB, whatever it may be. First of all, it should run in one server. Okay, server is nothing but okay, just okay, machine you can say. So first you needed like one server, either it is like a MySQL or either it is like a MongoDB. Okay, don't think more server is nothing but one mission. Okay, it is always up and run. Okay, there is no downtime, nothing. Most of the times that kind of missions we can say like a servers. So in this particular server, first of all, you have to install, okay, install that software. Okay, in my case, MySQL is the software. Either you installed or pre-installation is like happen based on the futures, whatever it may be. In this particular server, in this particular mission, MySQL should be there. MySQL software should install. Once MySQL software installed in your machine, you have to work with MySQL, right? So that particular software, okay, that particular software has to run. That means you have to run MySQL. You have to run MySQL. Okay, run MySQL. So first mission and then install the software and then run the software. Once you run it, what is the next step? Now my MySQL is like up and running in my server. What is the next step? Generally, we go for database to store the data or not. To store the data. So I can store based on my application. If it is like a student management application, I can store the students related data. If it is like e-commerce website, I can store the customers data. If it is like a hospital management system, I can store like a patient's data, something like that. Something like that. Okay, I want to differentiate the data or not. Okay, one application to another application, my data is like vary. I want to differentiate that data in my MySQL. Okay, MySQL which is running in this server or not. So how we can differentiate the data? That is the question. How we can differentiate okay the data, one application data to another application data means in the server okay which is running, okay, you already installed the software. In this you can create a databases. This you can create a databases means, okay, by using this we can differentiate the data. Okay, students management system, students related data, hospital management system, hospital management related data. Okay, like this we can differentiate the data. Once you created a database, okay, for example, okay, hospital management system or student management system. Now in the student management system, if you take, what you have to do, you have to save student related information. For example, okay, registration. Okay, the next one is like marks information. The next one is like, okay, fee, all these things, okay, which is related to student, okay, which is related to student management system application data, you have to store it or not. So in the database level, if you want to differentiate, okay, one, okay, if you want to differentiate the data, okay, students registration data, students marks data, student fee data. If you want to differentiate, okay, how we can differentiate means, you can create a tables. Okay, based on the tables we can differentiate. So finally you need one server. You need one server. Server is nothing but one mission which is a up and running. Inside that mission you can install the MySQL software. Okay, that is a, okay, you install or by default inbuilt it is installed, that's okay. After that one you can run MySQL. It is supposed to be up and run. After that, database level, if you want to differentiate the data, okay, so student application level, if you want to differentiate the data, you can differentiate by creating databases. Application level, if you want to differentiate the data, you can create the database. Okay, so this is one application, this is one application, this is one application. Inside the application again, if you want to differentiate the data, then you can go with the tables. Then you can go with the tables. So the first thing is like, you need one server. So that is local machine, outside the machine, it's okay. But I have, okay, one server that is like a GoDaddy server. So I have the GoDaddy server. So let's go to GoDaddy. Okay, it is a mission they provided, that's it. Okay, I have a GoDaddy server. Now already I have the account. In this server you have to install what? In this server you have to install what? Your software, you have to install it. MySQL software, just I want to install it. If the MySQL software inbuilt GoDaddy people installed means, that's okay, fine. If they not installed, then you have to install it. So you can see here there has multiple, okay, go to all products. Here you can see multiple options. Just you can go with the web hosting option. Just you can go with the web hosting option. Now let's go to the sign in. Now once you signed in, okay, my I'm trying to connect with the GoDaddy server. Okay, I already have the account, so that I am able to connect with the GoDaddy server. Server is nothing but what? It's a mission. In this mission, what you have to do, you have to install MySQL software. When you have to install, if it is not installed, then only. If it is already installed, then that, okay, no need of, no need of. Okay, okay, this is the one. Now just you can click on the Flask admin option. Click on the Flask admin option. Now here there has multiple databases are there. Okay, there has multiple databases are there. Okay, these are like domains and everything. Okay, here if you click on this, there has multiple databases. You can see. Okay, these many databases are there. These many databases are there. Okay, now you can create your own database now. So you add a database. See, it means GoDaddy's people in the GoDaddy server, MySQL already installed and up and run also. If it is not happened, then you have to do it. But they inbuilt, the future is like what? In the GoDaddy server, inbuilt MySQL software installed and up and running. So if it is like up and running means, see, server means GoDaddy server. GoDaddy people only installed the MySQL software. That's okay. And they run also. That means they make it like active also. Okay, once it is like an active, now next step is what? It is ready to use. Okay, how we can use it? It is ready to use. How we can use it? We can create a databases. You can create the databases. One is like okay, school management system, hospital management system. Okay, like this you can create the databases. So how we can create the database here? Just you can go and add the database. Just you can click on this, add database. Now here database name you can mention. My database name is like okay, VTS SMS for example. Okay, now this is the DB server. My server address is this one. Okay, this is the IP address. Instead of IP address you can use this address, and the port number is like 3306 is the one. Okay, my database server is running in this particular URL. Now your database username, okay, just you can say like a test. My password also test. Okay, just you can confirm the password. We can delete this one, that the database. Okay, so my database username is test, and my password is like test, and my confirm password also test, and my user, okay, and my database is like what? VTS SMS is my database. Okay, now come here. Okay, database user has access all the database within selected subscription. Okay, just you can say okay. Just you can say okay. Now the password strength, that's okay. Okay, database username is like test. Test already there. Okay, test 123 can add it. Okay, here test 123 dollar. Okay, here test 123 dollar. Just you can do okay. Now one DB created, one database created or not? One database created. What is our database name? The database name is what? Our database name is what? One VTS underscore SMS is the database or not? Okay, our user is like test123, and my password is like test123 dollar, and my database where it is running, that connection string is this one or not? Yeah. Now if you want to connect, okay, up to here done, right? You created a server. Okay, server is nothing but a mission. I have a subscription in the GoDaddy, so GoDaddy mission I have. In the GoDaddy mission I installed MySQL software. I installed no, GoDaddy people already given that feature, that's okay. Now once they installed that MySQL software is running, that is also done by GoDaddy only. Just I created like one database whose name is like VTS underscore SMS. In the database, I want to create multiple tables like a student registration, student marks, student space, something like this. Okay, create the tables. In the table, I need some data. Okay, that data we can say like a rows. Okay, table contains rows. So this is somewhere running. Okay, GoDaddy, if the somewhere it is running. If you want to connect with the server, is nothing but if you want to connect with the missions which contains MySQL software. Okay, that means MySQL servers. We have some okay tools are there. Okay, we have some tools over there. One is like MySQL Workbench is the tool to connect with the MySQL servers. MySQL Workbench or PHP MyAdmin also there. MySQL Workbench is the tool with GoDaddy MySQL server. Most of the time, for what purpose we are going to use means for better user interaction. Okay, user experience. For better user experience, we are going to use some tools to connect with the servers. Okay, here by using MySQL Workbench tool, just I want to connect with MySQL server. So if you want to connect with MySQL server, what inputs are required? One is like my MySQL server is running where, that URL is required. Another one is like that mission. Okay, MySQL is running in one server. Server is my mission. That mission username is required. The next one is like that mission password also required. that mission username and that mission password also required. These are the inputs are required for us. These are the inputs are required for us. Understood everyone? Got my point? These are the inputs required for us. Okay, once these inputs are there, okay, you have okay one software called as a MySQL workbench is the one. Just you can click on the MySQL workbench. Now here, okay, by using this software, you can connect with okay your MySQL server. This is one software frequently we are going to use, but there has one more software is there. Okay, that is universal okay DB connector software. Okay, universal DB okay connector software. Okay, that is server software. Universal data connector. This one we frequently we are using. What is that? DB viewer. Is the software. DB viewer is the software. Now, if you observe here, universal database tool. DB viewer community is a free and open source database management tool for personal projects. Manage and explore the SQL databases like MySQL, MariaDB, and PostgreSQL, SQLite, Apache family, and more. Okay, so by using this DB viewer software, you can connect with your DB servers. Okay, but it is like universal. This software we can use not MySQL workbench only for MySQL server to connect, but DB viewer, by using DB viewer we can connect with MySQL servers, we can connect with PostgreSQL, okay, we can connect with SQL servers, okay, like this multiple okay multiple databases we can connect with a single tool. That's the reason they called this one like a universal tool. It's a open source and a commercial, both are there. Okay, both are there. Just you can go with the open source one, just you can give it a try. Okay, that is DB viewer. But in our case MySQL is server, that the reason just I'm using like specific tool MySQL workbench. This is the one. So once you open this workbench, just you can create the new connection, create the new connection. Here the connection name, okay, my test DB, any name you can give it. And here the host name where my DB server, okay, that means where is my DB server is running, that particular DB server address is required for me. So here somewhere, okay, this is the host, this is my DB server which is running. So we can copy this one and go to this and go to your MySQL workbench, and here host name you can mention, just you can remove the port number is 3300 What is the username? What is the username? Test 123 is my username, and you can do test connection. Now it is going to ask like a password. What is my password? Test 123 save password in vault, means your password is going to store okay in the vault. Okay, it's like a security management purpose, password security and all. Okay, any secure data we can manage within the vault. It's a software, they are going to manage your passwords and everything. In the organization level, most of the times the passwords and everything they're not managed in the application level, they managed in a separate application. That's this kind of softwares like vault. Okay, all the passwords they configured there, from there it is going to read it. Why? Because security is like more. So if you say okay, if it is able to connect successfully, made the MySQL connection like this, you can get one message. Now you can say okay. Now just you can say okay. Now my DB is like my test DB. Okay, there has one more tile added or not. Now just do double click on this one. Do double click on this one. Now you entered into your database. So this is the tool you can use to connect with the MySQL server. Now onwards, okay, I don't, okay, there is no need to every time log in into the GoDaddy and check it. Why? Because already I am using the tool to connect with the MongoDB server, which is in running GoDaddy or not. So no need to log in the GoDaddy, no need to check in the GoDaddy. Everything you can check okay, by connecting your MySQL workbench. Okay, by using MySQL workbench, you can connect with the MySQL DB and you can view whatever the content is there. So let's close all these things. These all are not required for me. Just you can close it. Just you can close it. Okay. Now there is a MySQL workbench is there. Now we have the database. So to here we completed or not. See, you have a server. Which server? GoDaddy is the server. Install what? Install MySQL software. Who installed? Who installed the software? You install no, my already people only they provided the future. Okay, and they run it. Now I created like a database done. Okay, now in the database is like we can differentiate the data at application level. Inside the application, if you want to differentiate the data again, student management system is the application. In the student management system, if you want to differentiate the data, this is like a student registration data, this is like a student marks data, this is like a student fee data, this is like a staff data, this is like a non-staff data. Okay, like this, if you want to differentiate the data inside my SMS application, then you can go with what? Then you can go with the tables or not. So tell me, if it is like a SQL, the data we are going to store, okay, which kind of data we are going to store means it's like a most of the times, okay, not most of the always we prefer like a structured. My data is like a structured data, then the time we preferred like a SQL. So if it is like an SQL databases, before storing the data, first of all, you have to prepare the schema, means the structure of your data, how the structure, data structure, how it looks like. Before storing the data, you have to mention the structure of your data. Okay, so where we are going to mention the structure of your data means, okay, we mentioned the structure of the data at the time of creating the tables. So how to create the table? That is the question. Okay, at the time of creating the tables, we can mention the structure of your data. So how we can very simple. Okay, there has one table called as a students table. Before storing the students data, I want to give the schema for this particular students table. Schema is nothing but your, okay, it's a kind of model. Okay, it represents the structure of your data. Okay, in future we are going to store the data. That's data, what kind of structure it has to follow, that structure you have to mention here. Okay, very simple here. Okay, just you can mention like one okay, ID. Okay, the next one is like name, the next one is like name, the next one is like roll number, the next one is like something like address, for example, address. This is okay, the data of the student. Okay, the data of the student, which contains okay, four input values: ID, name, roll number, and address. It's represent like that. But ID, can I put like okay, some number? Yes. Okay, if you put like some text, okay, this is not a valid. So that you have to mention not only the value, that value type also you have to mention in the schema. So what is the type of this one? It is like a number, so integer. It is like a name, it is okay, string type accepted, so varchar is the one. This is the roll number, it is also a number, so it is like integer. It is like an address, okay, it is like a var char. It is like var char. Understood, everyone? Got the point. Okay, not only okay, the values, okay, that means okay, the student table, it supports what kind of data. Okay, name, roll number, address, and that data type is what? This one. At the same time, we while mentioning the type, the okay, the length also you need to specify. Sometimes you have to specify the length also. Most of the times the length is suitable for okay, string type of data. Varchar is the data type. String, whenever you use like type is like varchar, that time you have to mention, okay, you have to mention the length also. So like this, you have to prepare the schema first, and then we are going to start storing the data or not. So if you come here, okay, this is my okay database. Inside the database, just I want to mention, okay, I want to create to differentiate the data in the application level. I want to create the tables. There is a tables or their views or their stored procedures like this. Multiple things are there. This is not the right time to discuss. Okay, whenever we get time, we are going to discuss like procedures and the views. But high level we can just you can go with the table. So here, just you can mention like a students is my table, and here just you can see okay and columns and all. Just come here. What is the column name first? ID is the column name whose data type is like integer. Here, okay, not null or unique. Okay, these are all based on your requirement. You can select. Just I want to use this ID as like a unique identity. So primary key. Okay, and then it is like okay 1 2 3 4 something like this. Automatically, some value has to store for that purpose. Just I'm going to put like auto increment. So the next one is like his name, whose type is like varchar and how many characters, 45 characters, something like this. The next one is like roll number, whose type is like integer. Okay, that is one thing. The next one is like a address. Okay, whose type is like a varchar. Just you can mention. Okay, 100 something like this. You can. Okay, these are the four columns. This is the structure of your. Okay, this is the structure of your data. This is the structure of your data. So you mentioned this is schema. It represents the structure of your data which you are going to insert in future. So just you can do like yep, just you can do like apply. Now okay, this is our actual queries to create the table. Create a table name, create a table name, whose table name is like what is in the database. Students is my table, and the ID, okay, first column name, roll number and address. Okay, now you can go with the yeah, apply. Yeah. Now if you come here, you created like a structure or schema for this particular table. Now you can insert the data. So how we can insert the data? First data is like ID is like one, no, name is like yes one, roll number is like one, okay, HOD is the one. The next one is like ID is like two, okay, this is like yes two. The next one is like two, okay, here, okay, one is something like this. For example, the third student have some extra okay information. Okay, his marks also there, marks also there. Okay, at the same time, okay, his phone number also there. Now tell me his marks and phone number, if you want to store it, is it possible to store or not store? Obviously 200% it is not possible to store it or not. Why? Because my data should match with the schema what you defined or not. But in this case my data up to here matched, but here my data is not matched with the schema or not. So what change is required in this case? Okay, whenever it is not okay, then what change is required? Then what change is required? Come on, what change is required? You have to do one change. You need to mention okay these two fields also in the schema or not. You have to alter the table or not. You have to alter the table. Okay, once you altered the table, okay, once you altered the table, then the time yes, two more fields are like added. Now you can store the data. But the problem here is 100 students are there. For example, 90 students not having two fields data. Okay, which fields data they're not having? Okay, which fields data they're not having? One is like is the phone number, another one is like their marks. Okay, out of 100, 90 students, out of 100 students, 90 students are not having the data for these two fields. Okay, only 10 students only having. In that case, then what happened? 10 students only, whatever you allocated the memory, that memory is like used. 90 students memory got allocated, but that memory is not used, means that is like a kind of wastage or not. Yes or no? Got my point. So that, okay, now up to here, my data is like structured. Okay, whatever the schema you define first, okay, my data is always matched with the schema. Yes, okay, best option is like go with SQL. But my data is like, it's not like a structured, it is like a kind of semi-structured. Semi means say 90 students having same, 10 students having different. Semi-structured or unstructured. Okay, unstructured means I don't know that one. Some people are like having ID roll number, some people are having a name of phone number, some people are having only address. I don't know the structure. Okay, there is no structure at all. Okay, that means it's a kind of unstructured data. Okay, then that time this is not the right option, this is not the best option. The best option is like go with the NoSQL. The best option is like what? Go with the NoSQL. When you can go with the SQL means, yes, I'm sure 100% my data is like structured. Whatever I created the schema, my data is like always matched with the schema, there is no doubt at all. Then you can go with the SQL. Okay, now once it is like match with the schema, okay, there is no problem at all. It is allow you to, okay, just you can do like save. Okay, already saved, right? Now this is my table, this is my table. Okay, based on your, this is my table. Okay, just based on your requirement, just you can insert the data, insert the data. Okay, for that just you can write like some of the queries. Okay, just you can write like insert, okay, simple queries, insert into, okay, students, insert into students. Okay, which one? The column names, if you want to mention, you can mention. Okay, which column names? My name and my roll number. Okay, and my roll number and the address. Okay, the next one is like values or what? Okay, name is like yes1, my roll number is like 1, no? The address is like HOD, something like this, something like this, just you can mention. Okay, now just you can run this one and get the error, just you can check it. Okay, if you have an error in SQL syntax, okay, check manually. Okay, yeah, what happened? Name is not a valid. Okay, here just VTS underscore SMS dot students, student to student, STUDE and this. Okay, student's name, roll number, address. Okay, its name is like alter the table, but sometimes these are like three different keywords. Now let's go here. Now, instead of this name, just you can put like student underscore name. Now I change the column name. You alter the table. Alter the table. This is the command to alter the table. Okay, just to finish. Okay, now you can go to the SQL. Just execute that. Query. Now come here, table, okay, student. Now you can insert into VTS students. Here what now? Student underscore name, student name. The next one. The next one. Roll number. Roll number. The next address. The values are what? The values are like or like S1, roll number is like 1, and this is the H. It's not a valid at this position. The students are still in name. My ID is like auto generated now. ID is like auto generated. That is not an issue, right? ID is like auto generated. Now come here. Form does not match. No, just you can put like 1. It's like auto generated. That's the reason I didn't take that. Remove that auto generated or not. Just you can check it. Select rows. Now it's like installed or not. Now if you come here, okay. Now if you see the alter table, come here. Right, auto increment. Like auto incremented or not. Okay. So if it's like an auto incremented, then the time simply okay, no need to give automatically it's going to increment or not. Now see how many columns are there, that many okay values only just replaced or not. So when you can go with this, when you can go with this means okay 200%. If my data is like structured, then only you can go with this. If it is like data is like not structured, it's like semi-structured, it's like unstructured, then the time you can go with the MongoDB. If it is like okay NoSQL, NoSQL means stands for not only SQL. That means what? If it is like not only structured, okay, but also unstructured. Not only structured, if the structure is there, that's okay, well and good. If not structure also, yes, we can go with the NoSQL or not. So if it is like NoSQL, the procedure is what? It is also same. First you have to create the server. You have to create the server. Once you created a server, the next thing is like what? You have to install okay software. MongoDB software you have to install. Once you install the MongoDB software, the next one is like what? You have to run it. Once you run this one, you have to create the database application level. If you want to differentiate it, then you can go with the databases. Once my databases, okay, that means school management system database you created, the next one is like what? Okay, to differentiate the data inside the application. If it is like a NoSQL, then we can go with the collections. Then we can go with the collections. Okay, once the collections and everything, okay, that means collections is nothing but application. Inside the application, if you want to differentiate the data, school management system, students data, fees data, marks data, staff data, something like this. My collection which contains what? Collection which contains documents. Okay, this is the procedure for NoSQL. This is the procedure for NoSQL. Understood? This is the procedure for NoSQL. Got my point? Yeah, if it is like MongoDB, you have to create the server and then install the MongoDB software and then run this one. And you have to create the databases. Inside the database, we have the collections. Inside the collections, we have the documents. Okay, so the next thing is like, okay, how to do the setup. Okay, so first of all, I need like a server. So here I used like a server is like what GoDaddy server or not. Here I want to use okay in the cloud one service provider is there mongodb.com. Okay, that is the website. They are like a service providers. They are ready to give you okay a server for free of cost. GoDaddy is like a subscription. Okay, you have to pay some amount, but MongoDB.com is the website. They provide you, okay, the infrastructure of your MongoDB for free of cost. It's like a limited storage, but for practice purpose, that is enough. So first of all, I need a server. For that, I want to register with MongoDB.com. So let's go with MongoDB.com is the website. MongoDB.com. You can sign in with your Google, or already you have an account. Okay, just you can do sign in. That's it. So the MongoDB, the database for dynamic demanding software. So you can go to navigate to account.mongodb.com. I already having the account, so just you can log in with your user ID and my password. Okay, just you can do login. Just you can do login. Okay, just send a code. Now you can go to your Gmail. You can get the verification code. Just you can enter that verification code. Okay. So procedure wise, okay, if you observe here, the procedure wise, okay, there is no change. Okay, the procedure wise, there has no change. For MySQL, what you are going to do for MySQL server and then software and then up and run and then create database and then table and then rows. Okay, here also same. Okay, the code is like 049372. 049372. Just you can write 049372. Okay, now it is navigate to your landing page. So this is our actual landing page. This is our actual landing page. Okay. So what is the next step? In the GoDaddy, what you did? You log in. Automatically GoDaddy people install MySQL software and they run, right? But here you have to do some kind of setup. You have to do it. Okay, what setup? Once you log in into MongoDB.com, this is your dashboard. Okay. Now what you have to do is, first thing is like you have to create a project for you. You have to create a project. Okay, application. Okay, next level. If you want to differentiate, okay, then you can go with the projects. Okay, so projects is nothing but multiple organizations, something like this. One organization contains multiple applications. Application contains multiple data formats like student management system, students fees, marks. Okay, project is nothing but organization level, you can say. So just I want to create one project. Just I want to create one project. There are so many projects we have. I want to create one project for us. Okay, just do click on the new project. Okay, now here you can put like name of the project. Any name you can give it. VTS school is the name. Okay, remaining all are like optional, so don't think more about that one. Now organization, I am the owner. Just you can put like create a project. Okay, so you created like one project. My project contains what? Organization contains what? multiple applications. Application level, how we can differentiate? Application level, how we can differentiate? Okay, by creating databases or not? Yes or no? Okay, done. So for my project for my project is nothing but organization. Okay, I have a server, you can say. Okay, organization means, okay, that is not the right word. Okay, just I want to do like here. If you come to this one, now see, this is the one, right? This is the one, right? Okay, these all are like databases, means these all are like applications are inside where, inside your organization. So this one we can say like an organization, means I need one mission for my organization. Okay, to maintain all the databases, all applications databases, I need one server. Okay, so that server I want to create first. So server is nothing but mission. If you want to create the mission, see here, okay, create a cluster. What is cluster? Cluster is nothing but what? Cluster also a missions, a group of missions work for the same cause or not. Clusters is nothing but a group of missions, not like one mission. There is a group of missions. They place in racks and everything. Okay, they all are working for the same cause. Okay, that is nothing but a cluster. So here, just you can do create a cluster. Cluster is nothing but a mission only, a group of missions. Okay, we can say like a cluster. Just I want to create the cluster. So that mission, I want a free of cost mission. I don't want to go with the subscription. So I want to go with the free of cost. So here, your mission name, my mission is like VTS mission, VTS server. Okay, this is my cluster name. Now that mission they want to provide you means mission configurations are what? Mission, hard disk, RAM, mean these are the two things or not. Storage purpose hard disk to run the process and everything, RAM is required. So who provide those? Okay, RAM and hard disk for you means, okay, these service providers are ready to give you the mission for free of cost. Okay, who are the service providers? They tie up with they tied up with MongoDB. Okay, we are providing like missions for free of cost for the Mongo users, something like this they said. So which service provider you, okay, want to choose, you can choose it. Okay, based on your experience, just you can choose either AWS and Google Cloud or Azure, any. Once your provider you selected, you can go with what? You can go with what? Region. In which area? Okay, your mission has to configure that area, you have to mention. So Mumbai is the one. So once it is done, just you can do, okay, mission configuration. So it means you are the person requested for a mission to AWS people in Mumbai region. Okay, they provided you one mission for free of cost. That's it. Once they provided a mission, that mission IP, okay, address created obviously. That mission, okay, security wise, I want to give some username and password. So my username is like test123 and my password is like test123 dollar, something like this you can. Okay, now you can create the user. Okay, and one more thing here, connection IP address also there. Okay, if you want to connect a mission from anywhere, then that time you have to change the IP address. Okay, now see, I want to connect this particular MongoDB server from by using this IP address only. But tomorrow, if the IP address is changed, then that time there is an issue. It is not allow you to connect. So if you want to connect this particular MongoDB server from anywhere, just you can do configuration is like this. Okay, allow access from anywhere. Allow access from anywhere and do confirm. Allow access from anywhere and do confirm. Understood? Allow access from anywhere and do confirm. Agree that? Okay. So now my MongoDB server can connect from anywhere. So previous hard-coded IP address, you can delete it. But if you want to restrict, can do like that. So this is done. This is done. Now you can close it. So how much code you completed so far? Here you created a server. That's it. You created a server. Once the mission allocated, MongoDB you registered, right? MongoDB.com you registered, right? So MongoDB people, what they are going to do, they install automatically this software in that mission. Okay, in my AWS mission in Mumbai region, okay, MongoDB people install this MongoDB software and they run also. Once they run, what you have to do, you have to create, to differentiate application level data, you have to create the databases or not. So here you can create your databases. Here you can create the databases. Add data, load sample data, something like this we have, right? Okay, you can choose these options. Okay, load sample data. Next one is like add data. Okay, here your database name, your collection name. What is your database name? SMS is my database name. My database contains what? Database contains what? Collections. What is my collection? Application level. Inside the application, if you want to differentiate, inside the application, if you want to differentiate student data, fees data, mocks data, then you can go with what? Then you can go with collections or not. Once you create it, yes. Now, when valid parameter. Okay, it's not a done. Just wait. Add data. Application. Mongo shell. Choose anyone on this one. That's okay. Fine. Okay. Your application wise, this is the one. Create my application. Simple way you can choose it. Database name is like SMS. Okay, students. SMS students. Right? Create database. Okay, it's like unsuccessful. That's okay. Okay, here no problem. You created like your data. Okay, you not created the database. Just server is created. Now, if you want to connect with the server, okay, if you want to connect with the server, in the past, what you did? In the past, what you did? MySQL server you connected by using MySQL server you connected by using what? MySQL server you connected by using MySQL server you connected by using what? By using MySQL server you connected by using MySQL workbench or not. So here, if you want to connect, okay, we have some other tools there. Okay, one of the most frequent tools is like Mongo Compass. So just you can connect. Okay, now see here, if you have a Compass software, okay, now this is the connection string URL. This is the connection string URL. By using this connection string URL, we can connect your MongoDB server by using MongoDB Compass. So let's copy this one. Let's copy this one. Now you can install the MongoDB Compass. Already in my mission, MongoDB Compass software is there. MongoDB Compass software is there. Just you can go. MongoDB Compass software already there, so that you can open it. Once you open, just here add a new connection. Just click on it. Add a new connection. Now here, just you can mention your URL. Your URL. MongoDB, your username is like test123. This is your MongoDB server mission. Now here, to connect with that mission, what is the software? What is the URL? Okay, that means what is the password? Just 123 dollar. This is the full-fledged URL or not? So here you can write a VTS test. Just you can put like save and connect. Save and connect. Yes. Now see, there is a VTS tester database. Okay, that VTS tester, it's like a server, you can say. Inside the server, these many databases are there. Now I want to create my own database again. I want to create my own database. What is my database? Just click on it. Okay, my database is like SMS and my collection name is like students is the collection. My collection name is like what? Students is the collection. So SMS is my database and the collection name is like what? Students is my collection. So just to click on create a database. Click on create a database. Okay. Now see here in the VTS test. Okay, you can say like it's a server. Inside this one, multiple databases are there. One of the database is like what? SMS. Inside the SMS, there has students is my collection or not. Students is my collection. Whatever you do here, whatever you completed here, the same thing it is going to reflect in our okay DB here itself. The same thing it reflected here itself. Now refresh the page. Okay, see here, browse collections. One option is there. If you find anywhere, browse collections option. Add data, browse sample data, migrate data, import file, browse collections. If you find anywhere, from there directly we can navigate to that particular database and collection. This is the browse collections. Now if I click on the browse collections, now whatever the database you created, see SMS is the database you created and students is my collection. Okay, both are like there or not. That's all. So now SMS is the database, students is my collection. Inside the collection, I want to store the data. Which kind of data we can, when you can go with the NoSQL, either data is like structured, yes, you can go, no problem. If the data is like semi-structured, yes, you can go, no problem. If the data is like unstructured also, if the data is like unstructured also, yes, we can go with that or not. Okay, so that now we can go to the students one. Okay, this is the collection. Okay, now you can import the data. Okay, if you have the files over there, you can import it. If it is not having the files, okay, just here you can add the data. One option is there, you add the data inside the document. Now here you can insert it. Okay, my data is like only name is there. That's okay, fine. Just you can insert it. Okay, there has one more student. One more student has okay name and roll number is there. One more student has his name, okay, and roll number also there. Roll number also there. Now you can do insert. Now see, my data is like either structured or okay semi-structured. If data is like irrelevant also, okay, one student okay has okay his father name is there. Simple. Father name is there. Okay, my father name is there. See, okay, it's like inserted or not. Yes or no. So if the data has a structure, yes, no problem. If data is like a semi-structured, yes, go ahead. If the data is like no structure, no, there is no structure, nothing. It's like unstructured data also. Yes, you can go with this one or not. Here, how the data is like stored, okay, in the document format. Document is nothing but it's a key value pair. Okay, here the key value, keys is like always unique. It's like a okay object format. Value can be duplicate. For every record, it's like one unique identity is like generate. That means for every document, one unique identity is like generated. That unique identity you can mention like underscore id is the one. Underscore id is the one. This is the property. Okay, this is the way you can configure NoSQL database. So the next weekend we are going to perform some operations. So for just configuration we completed. The next weekend we are going to discuss something like, okay, just how to insert the data, how to update, delete, and how to get the data from multiple tables, okay, by using joins. That one we can see. The next one is like come to the NoSQL, how to get the data from multiple collections by using aggregations. We'll see in the next workshop. Okay, up to here just configuration, are you able to do it or not? You're okay? Okay, then thank you guys, thanks for joining.